Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today we've got a very special video for you. We're going to be testing out some soft armor from AR500 Armor. This is their Phoenix soft armor pack. This is level 3A soft rated, up to 44 mag, 240 grain, moving at some pretty substantial velocities. So they make two different versions of this backpack. So it's an armor backpack, a soft armor version that weighs 3 pounds, and they have a level 3A hard rifle rated version that's about 10 pounds. So you got a couple of different options. Today, we're going to be testing the soft armor version with some pretty substantial pistol threats. Now, we know what this armor is rated for, and we're going to test that all the way up to that boundary, and we're going to exceed it with some pretty known handguns that have some good velocity potential that might be able to get through this armor. So let's see what happens. We're going to start out with 9mm as a baseline test. This is multi-hit rated armor, and I am going to try to shoot in different areas just so we give each cartridge an honest chance to get through a clean spot on the armor. Basically, we have our backpack. Old Roscoe here has volunteered to wear this so you don't have to. And then I've just got some cardboard back here, simply so we can see if the rounds get through or not. Very simple test. Let's see what happens and check out the armor. We're going to start lobbing some rounds at it. Let's do it. The nice thing about backpack armor is that it is a very passive way to protect yourself. You don't have to carry a gun. You don't even have to be a gun person to have soft armor, to have armor, right? And this is great for kids in schools or college, or even just an everyday guy that doesn't want to look tactical, but you still want to have some armor on your person. It's a great way to protect yourself in a super passive way, and you don't look like you're trying to protect yourself. You know what I mean? Like it's very passive and very, nonchalant. All right, the first test, we're going to stick with 9mm here. This is a Glock 19 with a factory Nibbix coating. This is a set of Trijicon HD sights. We're going to send in a 124 grain standard pressure HST, Glock 19. This is a pretty common pistol threat that would be encountered in a wide variety of different situations. All right, so I'm just going to put this round right in the center of the armor. All right, so remember, the armor is stopping the shot, right? We know that. Well, we're going to look, but the armor is stopping the shot, but your body still has to absorb the recoil forces. So with soft armor, you're still going to feel it, right? It's still going to hurt. So you have to be prepared. Even with hard armor, if you take a shot, you're still going to feel it. So just bear in mind that, there's no such thing as a free lunch in physics. Let's have a look. All right, you can see the way that Roscoe's wearing this armor right now. If you're in a situation where, let's just say you were expecting a threat, you can turn the backpack around, of course, to protect your vital organs, and that's what Roscoe's doing here. So let's have a look. Would Roscoe survive? I think we know the answer, but let's look anyway. All right, the round went right through the zipper there. Right through here, just like we thought it would. And, oh yeah, it caught it. That projectile's right there. I could probably take a knife and cut that open and grab that Projo out of there. I'll do that in a bit, but it flattened it right out. And then on the back side here, not even beginning to get through. So definitely good for 9mm. All right, moving up to 10mm. One thing I failed to mention in the first segment there, we are 10 feet away. So this is danger close for a pistol threat. So we're gonna continue the test. This is a 200 grain Hornady XTP loaded by Underwood and a 10mm. Definitely getting on down in terms of velocity and lots of foot-pounds of energy. This is a very dangerous threat for this armor. And we're gonna shoot it out of a 5-inch Rock Island 1911. Because reasons. All right, here we go. All right. That definitely rattled your cage. I don't think I'd want to take that round to the chest, but we'll see if old Roscoe survived. All right, guys, like we said, there's no such thing as a free lunch in physics. So with a 10mm, you're getting a heavier mass projectile, moving at very similar speeds to what the 9mm was running, if not faster. So when you take all those things and add them together, all right, now we see that the book bag did stop the 10mm, but there is a considerable dent in that cardboard. Now, it's not a hole in your body, which is the desired effect of this backpack, but trust me, you're gonna be sucking wind. It's gonna be a bad day. All right, let's have a look. Our shot landed right there next to the 9, right where I wanted it. All right, it caught it. Ooh, yeah, it's in there. Yeah, you can feel it. It flattened it out. You can feel that 10mm is flat, but buddy, here on the cardboard, ouch. But it's not in your body. Okay, that's the desired effect. Is that to say you wouldn't have a broken rib maybe, or maybe knock the wind out of you? Hard to say, but at least this gives you a fighting chance, right? This is better than digging a 10 millimeter out of your guts, right? So, all right, we're gonna step up the threat to a 44 Magnum, and this is getting along the top end of what this armor is rated for, and this is gonna be interesting, so we're gonna hit it with the 44, and then we're gonna step up to some threats that are a little bit borderline. Like, we don't really know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna test it anyway just because it's fun. Now look, this is a pretty substantial threat, yet again. Now, one thing I do want to mention though, this is a 4-inch 44 mag. This is the only 44 mag revolver I've got handy. Now, when you start increasing that barrel length, you get some considerable gains in velocity. Now, if you were to take this 240 and put it out of a rifle with a 16-inch barrel, you're gonna get full velocity out of this cartridge. Now, from what I understand, this armor is rated for upwards of 1,500 feet per second in a 240. So that's rifle velocities. Now, we're not getting quite those velocities, but still, out of a 4-inch gun, we're probably approaching the better part of 1,200 feet per second. So this is still not a place you want to be. All right. But just bear in mind that if it was a lever action rifle with a 16-inch barrel or something, it'll still stop it. All right, here we go. 44 mag, 240 grain, Federal, standard pressure. Yeah. We'll see what happened. Okay. Even though we have just simple cardboard back here on the back, it's still, you can see some considerably different impressions from each round, which is crazy. So looking back here, look at where that 44 mag pushed the cardboard in. Now, you're gonna survive, okay? You're gonna live to fight another day, but you're probably gonna have, again, you know, broken ribs, you're gonna, you know, have the breath knocked out of you. So it's cool to know that it works though. You know what I mean? It stops the threats that it says it's gonna stop. All right, let's open her up and have a look here. So our round went exactly where we wanted, right in the center, right where I was aiming. It stopped it. Whew. Oh man, you wanna talk about a level of pain though. So I guess you have to look at it like this. You wanna get shot in the chest and have a 44 mag penetrate your, I mean, that's it. That's a DRT gun right there. DRT, dead right there. You take one of these center mass to the chest, doesn't matter what's coming out of it, you're gonna have a very terrible day. All right, we're gonna step up to a CZ52. This is a delayed roller blowback pistol, chambered in 7.62 by 25. We're running original 50s surplus Polish ball ammunition, has a mild iron penetrator in it. Yeah, so here's the thing. Again, no such thing as a free lunch in physics. When you take something heavy and move it really, really fast, it's got a good bit of energy. When you take a light projectile, it has to be moving fast to really get that kinetic energy factor up to where you want to cause it either to puncture through something or to cause, you know, lethal wounds. So the 7.62 by 25 is a hot cartridge, all right? So this is original machine gun ammo with a mild iron core. Now, this stuff has been known to give some hang fires. Hopefully we won't get a hang fire and this cartridge will actually go off, but let's just see what it does. And then we're gonna step up to something else. Hopefully we don't get a click bang, but I'm gonna give it a shot anyway. Okay, did it penetrate? This is a very substantial threat. Remember guys, for a long, long time, and even by today's standards, the 7.62 by 25 out of a handgun, it's a pretty upper end threat out of a pistol. So let's have a look. All right, we went into this kind of thinking that this handgun would penetrate the armor, and sure enough, it did. All right, it got through. Yep. So the 7.62 by 25. Now, it looks like the round possibly tumbled as it went through the armor. Now, is that to say that it slowed it down enough to where after it tumbles through the armor that it may not cause a lethal wound? That's hard to say. Without shooting it into ballistics gel as a backer, it's really impossible to know. Now, this is a hard rubber dummy. The projectile did not enter the dummy's body. That's not to say that it still wouldn't harm you, okay? 7.62 by 25, pretty gnarly threat. This armor won't stop it. But it's cool to know what it will and won't stop, all right? All right, we're gonna run that F and N, okay, 5.7 by 28. Okay, now, something I wanna mention about this. This is 40 grain American Eagle 5.7 ammo. So this stuff is actually kind of sedate in terms of velocity. It is not making the full potential of what this round can really do. Now, if we had some of that FN white box that has a black tip, like the law enforcement ammo, we might be talking a totally different tune right now, or singing a totally different tune. It might stop this round, but then again, I mean, it's still got some velocity. Even though it's a 40 grain bullet, it's moving really fast. Let's see if it punches through the armor. Technically, this cartridge and the CZ52, both those pistols exceed the rating of this armor. We knew it was going to shoot through it, but let's just see if it does. And I love these things. It's like shooting a dart gun. Really cool. No recoil, really accurate. This is a cool pistol. All right. Okay, see if it made it through. Okay, I don't like to say that I told you so, but maybe I can just pat myself on the back a tiny itty bitty little amount. I thought that that slightly more sedate round wouldn't make it through the armor, and guess what? We surprised ourselves here. It did not penetrate the armor, okay? We can see that our round hit here low. I aimed right there, okay? And the armor seems to have caught the projectile. Now we're going to dig this out later. We actually have to get all these projectiles out of here and have a look. We look at our cardboard backer, and it did not penetrate. So again, this is an example of cartridge design, implementation, as well as the components that go into a cartridge can really impact what the cartridge does, right? 5.7 has some great velocity, but the American Eagle stuff is a little bit more sedate. The other day we were shooting the P90 out at the range, and people were asking, man, that thing sure is acting like it's shooting slow, right? Well, the hotter the ammo is in a blowback, the faster it runs, correct? So it just seemed to be a little slower than you would normally expect. And that's because their rounds are, you know, a little bit less velocity than what you can really expect out of a 5.7. So I almost wonder if we need to do an entire battery of testing using the 5.7 cartridge with a ton of different bullet types. Stay tuned. I think we're going to do that in a future video. So guys, thank you so much for watching today. We really hope that you enjoyed this, and you're seeing some cool B-roll of hopefully these projectiles that we were able to claw out of here. But thank you so much. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed it yet again. And definitely want to take a moment to thank all of our Patreon supporters, all the folks who purchase man cans, t-shirts over on the website. Thank you so much for believing in what we do and supporting our efforts. If you like our channel and you wish to support us, those are the most direct ways you can do so. Thank you very much. See you next time.